Are you a millionaire? Do you have a lot of money but don't know where to keep it?
And instead of thinking about saving, all you do is thinking about spending?
Then my friend, this video is not for you. Skip this one and instead watch this one.
Which one? But if you're not lucky among those people, but somebody like us, stay with us on this video. For sure, this will add few grands to your pocket.
We all make some sort of financial mistakes. Investing in wrong places, buying expensive deals. But you know what? That's okay. That's a part of our life. And as our friend Harshad Mehta said,
risk hai to isk hai.
You may be able to recover from it.
But when you are buying a house, putting your money without doing enough research can cost you thousands and thousands of dollars. Why, in this episode of Home Buying series, we're gonna share with you all the mistakes that we did or our friends did or many other people do it that actually cost them between 5,000 to 50,000 grand extra, and how you can avoid these mistakes.
And if you manage to save that money, you have to give 50% to us. No? Okay, then how about just subscribe to our channel? Fair
Yeah, fair deal.
deal? Okay.
So handsome, without further ado, let's start our mistake.
Mistake number 1. Mistake number 1 is not figuring out how much you can afford.
So one of our friends who were looking for a house around 1 year back, they got an approval based upon their down payment was $600,000, and on that same budget they started looking into houses. But the mistake that they did, they didn't consider the mandatory cost that comes with a house.
So what happened is that our friend, he ran out of cash. He then actually have to borrow money for all these costs from a bank at a much higher rate that cost him at least $5,000.
Estimate all these costs, talk to your realtor and set a budget. If you require to lower down your budget for the house hunt, do it. We promise you, you won't regret it. Mistake number 2 is spending too much money in counter offer wars.
Let me paint you a picture. You got an approval of $650,000 for your house. You saw the house and you actually like a house, you put an offer. So you put an offer, you got rejected. Obviously, a lot of people are bidding for this. Your realtor told you have to increase the money. You increased by 20K, you put an offer again, you lost it again. Now you put another offer with 50K more. You put an offer, you reject it again. A lot of people, right? Finally, you got the same house at 740, which is over 90K more. You must be happy. You shouldn't be happy. In my opinion, you actually lost 90K because that house doesn't deserve 90K more. It's just that a lot of people wanted to buy that house.
And that's a mistake most of the first time home buyers are doing these days, because they get fed up from rejection so much that desperately you might be just willing to buy a house no matter at what price.
The same thing happened with us. And what we did to avoid this mistake is, instead of going for an approval limit house, we started looking for smaller houses just below the budget. So what it gave us enough room for the bid wars. So now we can go another $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 because we were still under the approval limit.
Guys, what is that one thing that you really like about Canadian Parindes? It could be our presentation, our speech, Deepak's glasses, Ashia's smile, or even my non-stop button. Let us know in the comments below. For sure, that's gonna be a motivation for us.
Yeah, just likes only, okay?
Yeah.
Mistake number 3 is getting a wrong mortgage.
So guys, we have already stressed about getting a good mortgage in our lots of previous video. Let's do it again. It's so very important to get a right mortgage to save your hard-earned money before giving it to bank or lenders. So do you want to share your expertise with our extended family?
No, they are not subscribing. I won't do it.
Guys, are you seeing that click subscribe button? Yeah, just click that. Voila! Welcome to Canadian Parinde.
She is good at this. There is no expertise in this. All is little bit research and all common sense. Do you know that you can save at least $10,000 to $15,000 by choosing the right mortgage?
And what is right mortgage?
Well, let's say in that way. when you go to a lender, you have to ask a bunch of questions. What I do is when I talk to anyone, I ask, okay, is this the best rate you are offering? What happens if I sell my house? What are the penalties? What are the other extra fees I have to pay? Do I have the arrangement of paying extra payments over the span of 5 years? A lot of things. This requires a one separate video and I'll promise I'll work on it.
We have been out in our market from a really long time, ever since we started looking into a house. We have talked to many of our friends, colleagues, and we have met so many people during our journey, whose experience, whose mistake has helped us. And we are here just to share our experience, basically to provide you guys a platform where we are bringing the voices of our known ones and the other people who have gone through the same phase. And of course, with this number of years of knowledge, we just wanted to share with you guys. Mistake number 4 is investing in a new build whose possession is too much in our future.
A new built home is obviously one of the lucrative options.
Right.
We have talked about the pros and cons of buying a new built home versus a resale in previous videos.
On an average, here the builder take around 12 to 16 months in Ontario for a house to be built. But if the possession is anywhere above this time, could be 36 months or even more, you have to be very careful because you need to count the risk as well.
One of our friends, he booked a house in Waterloo. It was around a semi-detached house in 2017. It was a new build property. He was supposed to get this house this year, 2020, and he gave around 20% down payment for that house, around 70K.
And this down payment was over the span of this 2.5 years. And during that time, that project was keep on delaying.
So he just got to know that this project was now cancelled. So that's a mistake a lot of home buyers doing. They put their money into a new home constructions, but they don't consider all the factors.
Yeah.
So for our friend, it was a bad decision. First, he wasted around $50,000 over the span of 3 years in renting. That same money he could have used in the monthly payments for the resale house. Secondly, he lost that crucial time in 2017 when the prices were still low. Now for the same house, he has to pay 1.5 times.
The very first video of 2021. Hi! Mistake number 5 is making a down payment that's too small.
Do you know that if you are making a down payment too small, say 5%, you are almost giving 10,000 more as an interest over the span of 5 years as compared to if you would have made a 20% down payment.
As a first-time home buyers, we all may not have a lot of money to put towards down payment and for the closing costs, especially in this crazy market. But there are a lot of different ways that we have chosen to save down payments. So if you haven't seen a video regarding how we save our down payment in just 16 months below, do watch that video. Link is in description box below. Mistake number 6, not considering government assistance for first-time home buyers.
So as a first-time home buyer, if you don't have enough money for the down payment, Canadian government provides a program that assists people. The mistake that most of people do is they are not aware of these programs and they end up delaying the home buying process. So how you can avoid this? You have to talk to your mortgage lender and your mortgage lender will guide you if you can qualify for this program. If you want us to make a video on this, please put that in comment below so that we will know if you need a video of this type. No.
And instead of thinking,
don't know where to keep it. Okay. Mistake 7 is not using a right realtor.
If you're choosing a realtor who is willing to give you a cash back, you may be thinking you are getting a best deal ever possible. But wait, that's not right because nobody is going to pay you from their commission.
So you may be getting a cash back, but your realtor may be asking you to put above a lot of asking price and there you're losing the money.
But a good realtor have their own attributes. He will never ever push you to put an offer well above your budget or something that you're not comfortable with. Mistake number 8, not cleaning your bad credit.
So in addition to getting a right mortgage, the first thing is you have to make sure your credit is good. We have talked about a good credit and how to improve it in a lot of videos. So the mistake that most of the first home buyers do is they go and apply for a mortgage without looking into their credit score. And they end up getting a bad rate that left them paying a lot of money in terms of interest.
And how you can avoid this mistake? So before applying for any mortgage, look at your credit score. If it required to be improved, work upon it for a couple of months and then with confidence reach out to various lenders asking for the best possible rate for you.
Right over Indians.
Don't break the cup!
Mistake number 9 is blindly chasing a race or buying homes.
We remember when we moved to Canada, our aunt gave us such a good advice that never ever get into a race of buying a bigger house just because our friend has it. And now when we think about it, practically it's so true, because the bigger house or the expensive house doesn't only increase your monthly mortgage, it includes another expenses. For example, you may have to put in lot of furniture comparison to a smaller house. The bigger house comes with more utility bill, more tax, more maintenance, and the number goes on.
So the point is that don't fall into the trap. If our friend bought a bigger house, we were like, you know what, we're gonna buy what we can afford. And we rather want to use that money to buy something nice car, go into a vacation or spend somewhere else. Number 10 is buying a home without a home inspection.
Even though this is not a market where usually people put a condition on any offer, but guys, do remember, buying a house with no inspection could be the biggest mistake you are making. Say in our experience, going back around 4 years back, we put an offer to a house with a condition of home inspection and luckily it got accepted, and that house was like 2 years old. So what could go wrong in a new construction, right? Unfortunately, with a home inspection, which actually worked out very well for us, in a home inspection, there is a major defect came out that there was a leakage above the garage that needed to be fixed, and it was gonna cost around $20,000. We tried to negotiate that with the seller, but that deal didn't work out and we took a step back.
How you can avoid this mistake? Obviously, a lot of people take home inspector with them during a walkthrough.
But that could be expensive. For every single walkthrough, hire a home inspector.
Exactly. You might be doing 12 or 20 walkthroughs.
And
right?
it won't give you time, right? You have a slot of 20-25 minutes and it may not be possible to see every single thing.
But there are a lot of things that you can point out while going through the first walkthrough of the house. So in our case, I was going through the home inspection because we had a 1-year warranty coming up, and I find so many things without the need of home inspector. You can go in the basement, you can find things in the bathroom, you can find things in the exterior.
I think that's a big topic and need a video in itself. So it's your responsibility to commit and promise.
Okay, I will make the video again as well. But that will make you save a lot of money if you know what to look.
And help you buy a house with more confidence.
Exactly.
Every home buyer makes certain mistakes. Sooner or later they regret about it. So I hope our experience, our friends' experience could help you making the right choice, taking a right decision in your home buying process. Hey, that risk hai to ishq hai? Tell me an English appropriate way of saying that.
If there is a risk, there is a love.
Or there is a risk in every love? What do you think? Testing 1, 2, 3, 1 second. It's okay, take your time, it's okay. You're good, okay?
Thank you.